This will be a sad year for San Antonio, and if you're thinking about buying a house, I think you should wait. San Antonio Business Journal says housing starts to drop another consecutive quarter. We've seen 3 consecutive quarters so far with house prices dropping, inventory going up, the affordability sucks. Also, foreclosure filings in San Antonio have gone up, and home builders are cutting prices and offering incentives, basically giving these houses away. So how long should you wait, and when is the rock bottom is what I'm going to talk about in this video. I'm Trey with the Cavalry Group, brokered by Real, the worst San Antonio realtor. Last week I went to the San Antonio Housing Forecast and Zonda, which is a company that advises the White House about housing forecast. So they shared a lot of good nuggets of the future of San Antonio and where house prices are going, affordability is going, areas of development, so I'm going to share that with you. We've seen housing drop for 3 quarters. San Antonio housing market is still in a free fall as new home starts drop for a second consecutive quarter, according to preliminary data from Zonda. You'll be shocked of what these home builders are giving away for these homes in incentives and low house prices. Zonda recorded 2,274 starts in San Antonio, New Braunfels during the fourth quarter of 2022. There has been a 47% decline from the previous quarter in the San Antonio, New Braunfels corridor. The demand was so high last year that builders started building what's called the spec homes. They build and build and build. Once rates doubled, then they had all this inventory that are now out of reach in terms of affordability, which is why I'm telling buyers you should wait a little while before you really decide on buying a home, because these incentives are getting better and better. What's crazy is in San Antonio, there's about 9,000 homes that are active on the market today. And in this article, they said there's 11,554 homes that are under construction right now. You have the new home construction, you have the pre-owned inventory. That is a lot of homes to choose from. Zonda also says that we technically don't have enough inventory to house everybody. Also, the sad future is foreclosures are at an all-time high. San Antonio Business Journal reports foreclosure filings were up 115% in 2022 compared to the previous year. Why aren't we seeing so much foreclosure advertised as we did back in the 2009 era? People have so much more equity in their home than they did back then because of the spike we had since 2019. If you bought a house before 2019, you should be in a good position. But if you bought a house a year ago when the market started to turn, maybe selling your home right now isn't the best idea. Now, everybody wishes they had a crystal ball and they could predict what's going to happen in San Antonio. Right now, these numbers, the way you compare them to last year's numbers, it's sad. But it's also an opportunity where you can get the same house a lot cheaper with a lot more incentives. At the housing forecast, the city of San Antonio leaders came to the stage and this is what they shared. In a nutshell, San Antonio employment is up, unemployment is down, labor forces are up, in and out of flights out of San Antonio is up 18%, average closing price is up only 3%, which historically it's usually up 5 to 10%, and the cost of living is still under the national average here in San Antonio. These are cell phone pictures I took at the event, and city leaders are saying that they want to bring more manufacturing jobs and the other types of jobs they're looking to attract to the city of San Antonio. The next 20 years, San Antonio and New Braunfels are expected to close the gap with its communities and have one big San Antonio and Austin corridor, and the population is going to be double. Right now it's at 2.5 million and it's expected to go to 4.4 million people, but we'll still have better tacos. San Antonio is putting in 2.5 billion for airway expansion, 3 million in private air service, and 10 million passengers annually to increase. By 2025, they want 30,000 industry jobs, 5 billion in capital investments from investors. They want 140 new jobs and $55 billion in economic impact. I feel like all the research and data that the city of San Antonio is planning is going for expansion. Even Texas highways are being expanded in multiple corridors. Loop 410 and I-10 has a $156 million investment, state highways and interstates being developed for the next 5 years. If you look in this corner picture, you have $4.4 billion being invested in the San Antonio infrastructure to prepare for this doubling of growth. Even Zonda is saying the same thing I've been saying in this video. Watch for motivated sellers, investors, flippers, iBuyers, and even some builders taking advantage of these low prices and high incentives. QMIs on my cell phone pictures are up 52%. So all of those homes they had for sale, QMI standing for quick move-ins, are up like way up. So these are the homes that are sitting on the market, not having a buyer yet, where you can take advantage. Home builders cut prices, offer incentives to keep sales up during downturn. The margins are not wide in production housing. You're making your money off quantity. Carol Horton from Kindred Homes, Kindred is a builder here in San Antonio, says we're getting tons of cancellations because people can't afford the house. With rates doubling, now builders are giving you basically a set interest rate when you go to apply to the mortgage. Now I always recommend bring a realtor with you because they have fluff. The fluff is they say they're gonna give you $25,000 to $30,000 of incentives, but when you really boil down the fees, it may not be 25 or 30, it may be like 5 or 10. But now in the pre-owned market, you can get sellers to pay everything for you. They could even do new floors at closing if you really ask and write it the right way. Horton says margins are not wide in producing housing. They're making their money off quantity. When everything slows down, you can't build. So that's where the inventory has stopped and you have these homes stagnant. Some buyers were asking for discounts of $100,000 for a $500,000 home. We just can't do that. Builders do have a bottom number where they can sell a home at a rock bottom price. But at least now they're not going to be offended when you send them a rock bottom offer. Rates have been trending down over the past 4 months. Actually, we hit a rock bottom in the last 4 months with interest rates. If rates go down, you're going to see people wanting to buy homes at a lower interest rate and the incentives are going to go down. The final takeaway from the city of San Antonio themselves is they're going to increase affordable housing. City of San Antonio Urban Development is dumping $3 billion into affordable housing in this pretty chart that they put together. Affordable housing, it's going to be reinvestment in vitalization, tax exemptions, federal credits, developer credits. This will all happen to increase the affordable housing. They're dumping $45 million in home ownership and rehab, $40 million in rental housing acquisition, $35 million in rental housing production, $25 million with housing with permanent on-site supportive services, and $5 million in home ownership production. So they have this 10-year plan in phases, but all looking to grow and grow and grow. So the future of San Antonio looks pretty healthy for both affordable housing, development, and of course, everybody's favorite, appreciation. If you're looking to move around San Antonio, our team would love the opportunity to help you. I say I'm the Rush Realtor because I cut the fluff and give you the truth. Thanks for watching.